What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some TCG Pocket content. In today's video, we're taking a look at this Meowscarada Magnezone deck that has been listed as the top anti-meta deck of the Shining Revelry format. The reason why is because of this cat right here. Meowscarada with Fighting Claws is able to do 130 damage to Pokémon EX, which is a really nice number to hit because a lot of EX Pokemon that are currently in the top of the meta list are going to be things like Giratina, Darkrai that are right in that sweet spot of either gets KO'd right away by this attack or with the added red damage, which is what this deck is going to run. One copy of red to be able to do 20 extra damage to EXs. You're able to one-shot most of the EXs in the meta right now, which is really nice. Now, this deck is also carrying Magnezone. You may remember Magnezone from the previous meta where it could be sandwiched in almost any deck. It's a completely self-sufficient engine that you're able to utilize your Magneton from Genetic Apex to give itself electric energy to use. The important thing to remember about Magnezone, which you're going to see in some of these games, is that you only need one electric energy, but you also need two of any other type. So you could be putting your grass energies and then just keeping enough electric energy to attack. Remember, you discard a electric energy every time you use Magnezone's attack. And so that being said, you have to make sure that before you evolve it, you have enough electric energy on it. Otherwise, if you run out, you can't attack, and it is a bit of a dead weight Pokemon at that point. So this, obviously, we're running the double research, the double Pokeball. We have one copy of Giant Cape in the deck to be able to get ourselves to 160 HP on our fully evolved Pokemon. Kind of helps to offset where some things will do 150 damage or less, so it kind of keeps you alive a little bit longer. And we're going to be using one copy of Sabrina, one copy of Cyrus for the pivots, and we have a copy of Red in here again just to be able to hit those nice big numbers against the EX Pokemon to hopefully take those one-shots. This deck has got me from pretty much the bottom of the barrel, along with a little bit of some action on a Giratina Mewtwo deck, pretty much to get me all the way up to Ultra Ball Rank 1. I'm a casual. I'm a dad. I don't have time to grind this game from 1 to Master Ball in just a couple short weeks. So I'm just going to share my experiences here with y'all, and hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. These battles, or games, I guess, are going to be a lot of fun. Please stick around and check them out. Let me know in the comments what you think about this deck, and if you have a version of it you prefer, or even if there's a way to improve the deck. I'm not closed-minded. I know this deck is standard. This list is standard, but I'm open to improvement and tips and whatnot. So thank you all. Enjoy the games. We'll catch you on the flip side. We're going second, which is good for this deck, especially if we get Spriggy in the front. That's a dark deck. Guarantee you it's gonna be so this game does not like giving me Sprigatitos in the lead, man. Alright, so this is basically just that deck. So we can one-shot the Druddigon with our Magnezone. And because we have the Meowscarada, we can have good play into the Giratina and the Darkrai that are definitely in the deck. My Easter was good, man. Thank you. Sprigatito! Oh, that's it. Except now I can't put it in the lead, which really sucks, man. Alright. So, well, I'm certainly not about to... So he's not even going to try to attack me, so I'm very safe to attach and retreat next turn and start thinning my deck with Sprigatito. They don't have any basics that they want to put down, apparently. They're going to Rocky Helmet, that's okay. There's the Darkrai. They attach to Darkrai, they do their damage, yippee. I do have to be mindful of the dark type, or the dark energy attach here. Okay, now... I made a plan, I'm going to commit. Because they can only do damage via the energy attaches. I'm not sure how I want to put Cape on yet, so I'm going to keep it in hand for now. Alright, well, we got the Sprigatito, which now gives me the option to build a Sprigatito in the back. Which is nice, because I could start loading up my Magneton until I draw one in the... Well, I could. I only have so much time with the Darkrai, though. But yeah, they're going to Broken Space Bellow. Of course they will. I would like to be able to get Magnezone online pretty quickly, and the gods have heard me, and apparently I'm allowed to do just that. So I'm going to go ahead and... I want to. I can still thin the deck, so I'm going to. Let's go ahead and do that. And like, even if they leaf and get the KO here, that's fine. They're probably just going to continue stalling, though. Yeah, they're just going to continue stalling, which is completely fine. Okay, so we got Cyrus out here. Volt charge. I need to hold on to... Okay, we can evolve now so we don't get KO'd. Just trying to think of who I should attach this energy to at the moment. I'm not going to go for damage because of the helmet. Go ahead and... I don't need to attach to Magneton. I'll do one to Magneton just so that I can have it as an extra energy. Go ahead and end now. Because if they bring their Darkrai forward, we can KO Meowscarada. And if that's what they want to do, then that's fine. Then I'll get the KO next turn, and then Magnezone is going to be built up so that we can hit them with a, yeah, you can have this KO, that's fine. That's fine. This is why I love Meowscarada. This is one of my favorite things about it, is that it's just, he's so dominant into this deck. Okay, so we're not playing Cyrus by any stretch, so we can research. We get another research for next turn, and of course there's the Meowscarada. We still have red in the deck, which we'll need for the Giratina one-shot, if at any point we do that. We'll go ahead and Volt Charge. Attach the Grass Energy. I'll throw Cape on this Magneton now that it's built. And then we're also going to Magnezone. Just evolve at this point. So that they can't... Like, it doesn't matter what they come in with. They can't KO anything here next turn. And this is just going to knock them out here. Full one-shot. I love... Dude, this is such... I love this deck so much. It just... Because it's so good into almost every form of an EX deck. The opponent can do that. I'm going to one-shot him with a Thunder Blast. This is an unfortunate situation for them to be in. This is why the Magnezone is so good, is because of the Druddigon tech. Because it can one-shot without having to worry about taking too much damage. I literally just go ahead and come out, get this thing out of here. Yeah, we just win. Yeah, they concede. Good game. Yep. That's what you get for running Giratina Darkrai. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. His name. That's fantastic. It's it's good. The ranked battles are good. I've had a good time. All right, so we're going second, and we get the Sprigatito and a research. This is really good. Like, this hand right here feels really good. We're one card away from completing the Meowscarada. We can thin the deck immediately. I like putting Giratina in decks that allow us to tech it, so to speak. Okay, so they might be doing something similar. They might be using a deck that like utilizes Giratina as a piece of the lake spirits or the lake guardians. Interesting. I haven't seen these in play before, so this will be interesting to see how this goes. Okay, opponent plays the research. Very thought-intensive play, I think. Or they were just distracted. I don't know what happens to me too, man. Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of had a feeling that that's using... okay, they have the Alakazam line in here. Interesting. Okay, like the Magneton. Not quite what I was after, but if I can pop a Magnemite off of this research or a Pokeball, the game, please. 2/3 chance. Surely we hit it right. Ah! Oh, not nice, dude. Not nice. We get to start thinning the deck now, which is, I guess, the one way I want to go. But the Psychic Arrow being able to hit 20 damage on anything is a little bit of a problem, no? Nah, I would have really liked to get the Florigato there. You know, the 1 in 3 chance hitting me twice in a row. Very unfortunate. I have all of my evolutions in my hand right now that I can't play. Oh, and they get another research in. Excellent. Got 9 cards left in deck. Okay. There's the Giratina. They'll just Broken Space Bellow. Yeah. Which is actually nice because them going for this energy attach means they're not going to try to aggro me right now, which is okay. There's my research, so I get to get them right back. Okay. Can we get a Magnemite? That is not a Magnemite. That is not a Magnemite. That is not a Magnemite. There's no other things left in the deck except for the Florigato, man. At this point, like, I have to have it. Boy, this hand size is incredible. I wish I could play any of these cards right now. I don't need to put the cape on. They don't have anything that's inherently dangerous. Also, doesn't this require you to have, yeah, Uxie and Azelf, so their Mesprit is not being used for anything at the moment until they lose something. Okay. My son is Buckethead? Yeah, dude, he's... he recently discovered how to wear that as a hat. He's goofy little boy. I mean, at this point, there's nothing left to search, so we just do this, and literally, the last 5 cards in my deck, and 2 of them are Magnemites, and 1 of them is Pokeball. Alright, well, I guess we'll just start attacking here. So they could next turn come in with their Giratina to get a KO, but if they do, we have a Meowscarada in the back, and unless they cape the Giratina, it's going to get KO'd by Meowscarada. So they're going to go for the knockout here. And then they're going to lose the Giratina. They have to cape it. If they don't cape it, it's going to get knocked out by this. Yep, that's okay. Okay. We get to take that, but we get to remove all of the energy that they have in play as well, which really kind of helps us. Magnemite? Brother. Brother. Boy, you better believe when I get a Magnemite, I'm putting that thing out immediately. Alright, we're gonna have to just cape the Meowscarada here. Yep. That's fine, and we can save, not that I need the red at this point, but like, because I'm probably not going to play it on anything else, but at this point, I'll keep it in my hand just for the fact that if they have Iono, at least I'll have more cards to draw back. That's kind of what I've been doing lately with some of these. Right, so we just get a KO on anything. If you can evolve into a Kadabra, you can avoid a knockout. There it goes. But they have to start putting energy on things that is not their typical win condition. How much damage does Mesprit do if it gets... It's 160, so... Oh, look, it's Magnemite! Look at that! How incredible! So we can now just start putting everything... What am I doing? I can Cyrus. I could just Cyrus for the win. I have so many cards in my hand, I couldn't see any of them, dude. We just go for the 1 extra point, 1 Azelf, we just win. There we go. I was about to overcomplicate it. I was about to overcomplicate it. I had so many cards in my hand, I couldn't even see my hand, man. Let's see what energy they have here. Maybe we can figure out what they're playing. Right, okay, Dark. So it's probably going to be DarkTina again. And we're blessed with a Magnemite once again in the front. I think we've only gotten, like, the Sprigatito lead and everything once so far. Okay, so Giratina. Awesome. So we have Research. And we have Pokeball. Now, unfortunately... Daddy? This energy, huh? Oh, the movie's over? Mommy has my remotes, bud. Mommy's got the remotes. Okay, so they bellow. Okay, that's actually kind of helpful, to be honest. I wish I could generate an extra energy right now, though. So we Pokeball. Okay, we get the Sprig. Now we'll research. I can't search Sprig. Well, okay, that works. Okay, so I have my full Magnezone line now. At this point, buddy, stop shaking the desk. Don't do that. That's not nice. It can't evolve anyway, so depending on what they do, I'll either do it at the last time or I'll attach and retreat and then start thinning the deck, depending on what they do, which is likely just going to be sitting here and stalling with their big, meaty Giratina. So, honestly, what would be nice for me is if I put my Sprig in the lead and I can start searching my deck. Maybe I have a chance to be able to get... Okay, never mind. 10 left in deck. I think what I'll do is I'll sacrifice my Sprigatito and start building up Meowscarada in the back. I have at least one turn to search because they can't attach a Psychic Energy without ending their turn. We'll evolve and then Volt Charge. Okay, and then we'll call for family and pray that we get Meowscarada out of the deck. Yes! The 2 and 3 in my favor at last! Okay, so now we can start building up Meowscarada in the back and just keep using my Sprigatito in the lead to thin the deck. And even if I end up with the Meowscarada line in my hand unusable, it's still better because I'm not drawing into it when I don't need it anymore. So I'm okay with them because they need 3 points here. Like, they have to get a KO with 3. I don't have anything that gives up two points to them, so they have to go through everything. You can cape me, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, they're caping everything out of caution because now I'm going to need red to KO both of them, which is uncomfortable. I'm not worried yet. Okay, they go for the attach. That's perfectly fine. Next turn they can KO. Okay. Now, if they go for that. Get the Florigato or the Meowscarada out. And then if I have Meowscarada still in my deck, at least I have it in my deck with 7 cards left, so it's pretty good odds that I mean, the lower the deck gets, the better the chances are I draw it, but I'm getting down to the point where it's better that I get my red in my hand, which would be nice. We also have Cyrus for when the Giratina damages itself. We can bring it back out. Okay, they're gonna leaf. Interesting. So they don't want to damage themselves and put them in range of red. So they're gonna get the KO with Darkrai instead. Okay. This does make some sense. Okay. And then by them doing that, right? Because my Magneton is damaged, the Giratina might be able to knock it out because Magnezone's got 140 less, maybe 20. Okay, but we did get the red. So I can straight up knock out the Darkrai. They have to do 20 damage back to me, so the winning play here is KOing the Darkrai and forcing them to attack with the Giratina. That's the winning play here. So thank goodness we top-decked red. That makes this go from a bit of a problem to not a problem at all. And I'm just going to continue to load up my Magneton until I don't need to anymore. That's part of the cards from the Yu-Gi-Oh days? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right, they have to go on the offensive now. They don't have the luxury to sit back in Broken Space Bellow anymore. They're gonna helmet. That's fine. Oh. Okay. Okay. Are you gonna retreat and try to make me damage myself, perhaps? Or are they just attaching it to get it out of their hand? The way we win this game at this point... Yes, okay. So we're wasting cards. I think they're just expecting... I think they know it's over. I think they just know it's over. I don't have another red in hand, but they can't knock out. But we're gonna build up the Magnezone now. We're gonna hit back with Meowscarada. And because they still need 2 things to KO, we can Thunder Blast them. Because they can't, they have to retreat now. They have to retreat. And if they retreat, then I can just Sabrina or Cyrus back in the Giratina for the win. I don't think they have a winning play here. No matter what they do, they have to either attack and lose or swap out. Oh, I think my water bottle might have got picked up in my mic there. They're gonna heal. Okay. 50 is still less than 150. 130. They're going to attach. They're going to retreat, and that is the play they will make. And they're going to hope that they can somehow survive one more turn. Get over here! Yeah, they knew. They knew. Okay. Good game. They knew. Like, that was all they could do. That was all they could do. We get to go second. Maybe we get a Sprigatito? Oh, yes. Oh, okay, but at least we're against a water deck, which makes this incredibly good. Because we get to immediately force out the Manaphy by turn 2. The best Pokemon person card. If I could pick one... That's hard to say, man. That's hard to say. Okay, we get the Sprigatito, so we have that line, we can build it up. I'm not super worried about getting my Sprigatito in at this point, because they don't have any basics to drop down here. Which means if they don't get another basic by next turn, they lose. And I'd rather put the pressure on with Magnemite here. Okay, they do have the Palkia. So they potion. Okay, well, they do live one more now. They do live one more now. Which helps them. That definitely helps them. Now, I'm trying to think. I think Sabrina's just hands down the best one. But, like, there's so many good ones. Okay, so good they had the potion at least. That helps them. The thing here, though, is that I can one-shot the Palkia. Brother. I can still KO it next turn anyway. And then they can hit me for 150 afterwards immediately, so I cannot bring forward... I cannot bring forward my Meowscarada to take the KO now. But I do have a backup Magnemite, which I'm sure we'll find a use for somewhere. Okay. We have that built up. Interesting. I could force in the Palkia. But no, I want them to bring the Palkia forward so that I can hit it with red and Meowscarada. I want them to come forward and KO with the Palkia. That would be the best thing for me right now. So I'm going to stay right here where I am. Not going to move anything around. I'm going to make them move for it first. Okay, they get to a... Froakie. Okay, we're playing Greninja in this deck as well. Misty. Every time Misty gets Tails, even when it's me. That's okay. Tails every time for everybody. Eventually people will stop running the card. Okay, now, they're gonna stay in the back and just load up on energy. Okay. So if I were to... Right, I think I'm fine here. Because I can get a KO. I have Sabrina. I have red. I think unless they get another basic, I think I win this game. Depending on how they approach this. Because basically, if they don't put down another basic, even doesn't matter what they do, I can still bring in my Meowscarada and red and get the KO. They put the Palkia forward. Okay. I think they're just hoping I don't have red. They don't want to sacrifice their Greninja or their Froakie. I bet they'll put... Okay. They want damage. I respect it. I also want damage. Okay, we win. Good game. Okay, so we're gonna get to go second again. We're getting lucky at least with the coin tosses on at the beginning, but I keep getting Magnemite every game, dude. 50-50 chance. But we're once again blessed by Manaphy. That's okay. This is probably going to be Manaphy Gyarados if I had to guess. Okay, they research. At least we have a research as well. Now, what would be incredibly great is if they just got one Magikarp and they put it down. I can dream. I can dream. Let me Sabrina the Magikarp that comes to... Oh, they're going to get two. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, I tried. There's one. Oh, and they have a Manaphy. Okay, well, I can't Sabrina now. That's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping I would. Okay. That's really good for next turn. This is really good for now. We're gonna put some pressure on them to use up their heals early then. Okay, they just go for Ocean Gift. They drop in the Gyarados so that I can't bring it in. They're gonna Irida, right? Okay. I'm very fine with them just using those up now. Actually. Okay, so in this case, I don't know which is more correct for me to... this is tough. I think I just use Sprigatito to thin the deck. I think that's what I should do, because they're going to continue to heal, and my attacks with Magnemite are wasted if I could just be thinning my deck. And this will be a sacrificial sprig, Gatito. I'm just going to go ahead and let it get KO'd here and try and build up my bench. Two Meowscaradas, that would be the best thing to pull right now. 33% of the time. 33% of the time. They're not going to get a knockout, though. They're going to continue to build up their bench. They have an Origin Form Palkia as well, and that gets 60... With heads, it does 60 more. Okay. You get the Meowscarada. I think I could afford one more turn of deck thinning. Yeah, I'll evolve that in case they find a way to throw it back into my deck. Okay, so we'll do one more cry for help. It's up to them now if they want to come in and take a KO or not. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do some pretty significant effort to get over that Gyarados with an HP pool like that. They're going to go straight for the gift. That allows me to get a KO next turn if I want to. Yeah, all the grasses are thinned out, so I now have no reason not to. So, right, I'm basically... I wish I had my big cape right now. I wish I had my big cape right now. Okay, so we're gonna Volt Charge. The problem is that Gyarados can one-shot anything I have on the board right now. And Gyarados, while it can do so, is also able to withstand any 2 attacks I throw at it. Right? I think this is the correct play. I'm just going to work on building back up my bench here. We're going to take this point. And my eventual hope is that I can somehow get Gyarados down within range of 1 attack, which will happen. Basically, I bring in Magneton as a Magnezone. We do the damage. Wait. I could just Sabrina and hit anything with Magnezone. We just win. Everything's weak to electric. No, I'm crazy. We have only 1 point. What am I talking about? For some reason, I thought we KO'd an EX. I'm silly. Never mind.
Daddy, this...
Yeah? Okay. Right, build up Meowscarada on the bench, of course. Now we get the cape. Of course, now we get the cape. I have to cape Meowscarada. That's the only thing that matters. Also, nice thing is once I apply this damage, it's going to be very difficult for them to heal it away. So basically, if they attack with Gyarados, they lose. If they retreat Gyarados, they lose. Okay. That's fine. They were going to one-shot me with Gyarados anyway. Alright, they pick up a KO. We KO with Meowscarada. Unless they get lucky and somehow I get my energy, my 1 energy on Meowscarada gets nuked from Whirlpool. Okay, so we Cyrus next turn. We still Cyrus next turn. And at this point, doesn't matter. We can Cyrus out the Gyarados and win the game. We don't even need Meowscarada, which is what was my backup plan here. Okay, so we Magnezone, that's fine. This is exactly what I needed. Okay, they concede. Good game. That's it! That's it! Incredible. Okay, we get to go first this time. Water deck. There's a Sprigatito when I don't... Well, okay, so we're against Froakie. Okay, interesting. I appreciate that we're able to get some deck thinning on turn 1 for not being able to get in right away. And we have Sprigatito right off the rip. Research in red. Okay. So we get to do more deck thinning next game, next turn, which is nice. They research as well. For being behind on energy, at least it helps us stay. Right, so they don't have a basic. Did they just assume that they... Okay.
Yep. No.
That was like the 2 best cards that could have come off of that. Because we get to thin the deck of the Magnemite and we get the whole Magnezone line ready to go. Oh, that is the best thing that I could have asked for, man. Alright. Right, okay. I don't know specifically what breakpoints we have, but I'm not going to put it on Sprigatito yet. I don't think I need to. Right, we get the Meowscarada online next turn. We start charging up Magnet. Next turn is going to be critical. We get to get everything started to get set up on that turn. Okay, they got Magikarp. Frogadier. Okay. Okay, they're dropping all their cards down now. Misty! Oh no. Oh please. Oh please don't do that. Thank goodness. Okay. The conversation I have with myself every time Misty gets played, just please no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh thank goodness. Okay, so now I'm down 20 by 40, so that's... I definitely live another one. This is fine. I just want to be able to live this next move. I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the damage here. Go ahead and evolve. At this point, it's fine. We'll put some damage on it for Cyrus in case we need it for later.
Orphan. Daddy.
He's just... Cyrus is just old. He's just old. Alright, so... Is it worth me using Cyrus to get the KO right now? I don't think so. I don't think so. However, this is valuable now that I have a chance to set up some more, that they're scared of getting themselves knocked out. Sweetie, away from the keyboard, please. Okay. So I'm going to start putting energy on Meowscarada. And... I could have gone for a KO here with Meowscarada too if I wanted. Nah, it's fine. I'll just go for the damage here. Again, putting more damage on things right now is okay because we have Cyrus. If they bring forward the Gyarados, we can pretty much guarantee it's going to get knocked around. Okay, so they're going to go for Water Shuriken. That does 1 turn, or it does 1 tick of 20 damage. This might be worth bringing forward with Cyrus. We'll see. They're adorable, dude. Okay, so we get to get our Meowscarada out now. Look. Wow. What you got, little buddies? Yeah? Okay, I think it's safe enough if we want to. We could evolve the Magneton, but I don't feel like I need to right now. They're gonna try to Cyrus something out, I think. We'll go ahead and get the KO here so that at least we get a point. There's little blue buddies. Okay, so them putting Magikarp forward tells me that they have the Gyarados. Yep. And that's fine. Look. Yeah. Right, so they can pop me for damage all they want. Oh, are they gonna Cyrus me? Okay, I needed them not to Cyrus me there because I did not want my Magneton. Really? It took an energy off of what? I didn't see what lost an energy. Okay, now we have sufficient energy for everything. It's nice. I mean, I might as well use the red at this point, but I don't need to because I don't need it to break anything. Neither one of these are going to benefit from a giant cape. I think I just attack with Meowscarada and force them to stay in here. They can never heal this damage away enough to make it matter. We KO the Gyarados next turn no matter what now because we have Cyrus. They'll get their point, which is fine, and then whatever they don't KO gets to KO the Gyarados. I feel like the right play. Okay. Understood. You want to get the thing that's threatening the rest of your plan out of the way, but just fixing that old camera. All right, we get to go second this time. And Sprigatito is in hand. We get the full line. We're starting out hot. We're against a water deck of some sort. There we go. Kangaskhan and Squirtle, a true OG deck here. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I feel like going on the offense here might be the better play with the Dizzy Punch. Like being able to evolve right away. Bro, are we really Mistying right now? He's going for it, man. Oh my goodness, really, dude? Just off the bat, we get 2 Misties? That's incredible. I wish I was that lucky. Every time I play Misty, I get nothing. Okay. Get the other Sprigatito, so we have nearly the entire line here. Which means that we'll have the entire line after I get this one card out of the deck. I'm going to go ahead and cape my Sprigatito in the lead in case they end up getting 2 heads. All of the Meowscaradas and none of them. There's 6 Magnezone line cards in my deck right now. All right. I get 1, okay. There's a Magnemite. We can get that started at least. Okay, going for 40 means the Meowscarada can KO next turn with 60. And they cannot KO Florigato from this health range. Yo, thank you, McCall. Appreciate you for the dono, dude. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Okay, the potion. That sucks, but it's fine. Okay. Okay, we start building up Magneton, which is nice. I love that we're drawing this. This is very helpful. We're constantly keeping this out of Dizzy Punch range, which is also very nice. Not a place to play. Okay, so we're definitely going to see a Blastoise come down pretty quick. Blastoise is scary, but I'm okay with it. Because they haven't got a KO on anything, and they're going to be one KO away. Or if I KO this, then the Blastoise is going to have to avoid being KO'd, which puts them in a really uncomfortable spot. Okay, we straight rip the Magnezone, just one after the other. That's very nice to have. Okay, so we're going to put Grass Energy on Meowscarada. We're going to KO the Kangaskhan. Meowscarada with his hero cape on right now. Ready, dude. It's ready. Okay, they put out Squirtle. The sacrificial Squirtle. Okay, the research. I would greatly appreciate ripping Sabrina right now. Okay, never mind. They're going to have a basic. It's not going to make a difference. They're trying to defend themselves against it. But like at this point, it's not going to matter. Because now I get the KO with this. Alright. Okay, so we don't need any more energy on Meowscarada right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put Magneton together here. We're going to evolve this Magnezone because I do not believe I will need any more energy right now. What are you doing, silly girl? Why are you putting something up my sleeve, you goofball? You're so weird. Okay, they bring up the Wartortle, so they're basically banking on the hopefully getting the Blastoise. Which, they had a 1 in 5 chance of drawing it. There it is. But because we still... Basically, we could take them out in two moves, or I can draw my Sabrina. And in either case, we just win. Yeah, they're going to take out with the Hydro Bazooka. That's fine. You're so weird. Okay. I'm going to put Meowscarada out front. It does. It feels like it's straight out of Genetic Apex. It's wild. Maggie, stop it. The red, I don't think matters if I use it now or not, because everything I have does enough damage, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it just in case they cape the Starmie. Stop it. Stop bouncing that off my desk. Oh, please. Okay, they'll heal. Healing eventually doesn't really do anything for them. If Blastoise remains up front, it gets knocked out. We have red, we have Magnezone, we're going to be fine. They have to get it over 150 at this point. Please stop. Stop. Yep, and then we get the knockout with our Magnezone, we win. Yep, they know it. Okay, great game. Yeah, the only thing I was worried about was the chance of them caping the Starmie in the back and evading the KO damage by 20. But because they were not able to do that, we were able to take it. All right.